This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The first review of Extended Fund Facility commences from Thursday. President heads to Cuba to address the G77 plus China Leaders Summit. ICTA informs all government institutions to keep systems upgraded to prevent ransomware attacks. The Locomotive Operating Engineers Association planned to launch an island-wide trade union action today. Foreign news, a total of 2,681 people are known to have died in the Morocco tremor. In sports, India recorded a massive 228-run win against Pakistan in their Asia Cup Super 4 match. Local news in detail. State Finance Minister Dr. Ranjit Siambalapitiya has confirmed that the first review of the Extended Fund Facility arrangement for Sri Lanka will begin on Thursday between Sri Lankan officials and the International Monetary Fund team. The IMF team is scheduled to stay in Colombo from Thursday to the 27th of September. The IMF board approved a 48-month extended arrangement under the Extended Fund Facility of $3 billion to support Sri Lanka's economic policies and reforms. The objectives of the EFF-supported program are to restore macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability, safeguarding financial stability, and stepping up structural reforms to unlock Sri Lanka's growth potential. All program measures are mindful of the need to protect the most vulnerable and improve governance. The state minister said in a meeting held in Avisavela recently that the country is not only paying bilateral loans, but the government is paying all other loan installments. The country has foreign reserves of $3.6 billion at present. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is set to depart for Cuba to address the G77 plus China Leaders Summit this week. This summit-themed current development challenges, role of science, technology and innovation is scheduled for the 15th and 16th of this month in Havana, Cuba. President Wickremesinghe's participation in the summit comes as a result of an official invitation from Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel. Alongside the summit, there are plans for bilateral discussions between President Wickremesinghe and the Cuban President to further strengthen the cooperation between Sri Lanka and Cuba. The G77 plus China Leaders Summit represents the largest intergovernmental coalition of 134 developing nations as recognized by the United Nations. It serves as a platform for southern countries to voice and promote their shared economic interests while enhancing their collaborative negotiating capabilities. This conference offers an opportunity to address contemporary challenges in the realms of science, technology and innovation, exploring cooperative solutions, particularly through inter-southern collaboration. The leaders of these nations are expected to adopt the Havana Declaration during the summit, which will outline guidelines for reforms and new approaches to enhance cooperation among southern countries in the fields of science, technology and innovation. The Information and Communication Technology Agency has informed all government institutions to keep their systems upgraded and to maintain them properly to prevent ransomware attacks. ICTA Chief Executive Officer Mahesh Pereira said that after restoring the email systems, they had an issue restoring 2.5 months of email backup. However, the ICTA has confirmed that a severe data loss incident that affected all government offices using the gov.lk email domain has been restored. This email facility was provided to certain state institutions that do not have their own email facilities through a separate email platform, Pereira said. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
People's Bank Excelsior. Live the life you want.
Continuing with more stories here at home. The Locomotive Operating Engineers Association says that they have planned to launch an island-wide trade union action today, requesting several demands. The Railway Control Room says that there is no major impact on railway operations. Long-distance trains will operate as usual, but there may be several delays in office trains. The National Building Research Organization has issued landslide early warnings to 27 divisional secretariat divisions in 5 districts due to heavy rain prevailing in some parts of the island yesterday. The NBRO has issued landslide early warnings level 1 to the Galle, Kalutara, Kandy, Kagal and Ratnapura districts since the rainfall within the last 24 hours exceeded 100 millimeters. The NBRO has issued a level 1 warning alert for 3 divisional secretariat divisions in the Galle district. In the Kalutara district, a level 1 warning has been issued for 5 divisional secretariat divisions. Level 1 warning has been issued for 1 divisional secretariat division in the Kandy district. In Kagal district, 6 divisional secretariat divisions have been issued with a first level landslide warning. In the Ratnapura district, 11 divisional secretariat divisions have been issued with first level alert notices. The State Literary Awards Ceremony 2023 will be held on Thursday at 2 p.m. at the Elphinstone Theatre in Maradana under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Minister Vidura Wickramanayake. At this event, Sahitya Ratna Lifetime Award will be presented to Emeritus Professor Sunanda Mahendra K. Satyanandan and Professor Gerald Pieris. That's local news for the moment.
People's Bank Excelsior, a comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you. People's Bank Excelsior, for professionals who dare to dream.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Agriculture Minister's proposal pertaining to the obtaining of compensation for farmers whose crops were destroyed due to the recent weather conditions is reportedly due to be submitted before the Cabinet over the next 2 weeks. Accordingly, Minister Mahinda Amaraveera stated that while the Cabinet proposal pertaining to compensating those farmers whose crops were lost due to the drought has already been prepared, data regarding those farmers who lost their harvest due to torrential rains are also currently being gathered. The officials of the Agriculture and Agrarian Insurance Board have been instructed to provide compensation to those farmers whose crops were damaged by both the extreme arid weather conditions and the heavy rains that followed.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watchlight, according to the National Dengue Control Unit, over 900 dengue cases have been reported in the last 10 days of September. According to the Government Information Department, as of today, 960 dengue cases have been reported in the month of September, adding up to a total of 62,838 cases in the year so far, while 38 cases have been fatal.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
It's the power to live life your way. The power to be a trendsetter. Power to you with digital banking from Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank. Our interest is in you.
World News headlines. A total of 2,681 people are known to have died in the Morocco tremor. North Korea leaders armored train reportedly heading to meet Putin. A climber at Mount Taranaki survived 600 meters fall with minor injuries. World News in detail. Rescuers in Morocco have been using their bare hands as desperate search efforts continue for survivors of Friday's powerful earthquake. A total of 2,681 people are known to have died in the tremor, the country's deadliest in 60 years. Morocco's government is under pressure to accept more international aid as rescuers battle with exhaustion. So far, it has accepted help from only 4 countries: Spain, the UK, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has reportedly started his journey to Vladivostok for a summit with Russia's President Vladimir Putin. The armored train that Kim uses for foreign visits appears to have departed Pyongyang, South Korean media reported, citing a government official. The meeting between the two leaders is expected to take place early today. The Kremlin has confirmed that Mr. Kim will visit Russia in the coming days. Finally, on world news, a climber in New Zealand miraculously survived a fall of 600 meters with only minor injuries after tumbling down the side of a mountain. Police said the man fell from Mount Taranaki on the North Island and was saved by spring weather which softened the ice and meant he landed in snow. The police said the climber is exceptionally lucky to be alive. The distance he fell equals to Makkah Clock Royal Tower in Saudi Arabia, one of the world's tallest buildings.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
Development News.
The National Livestock Development Board yesterday launched a program to provide fresh milk to homes in the mornings and evenings in Colombo City and its suburbs. The Agriculture Ministry said the inaugural event was held at the premises of the National Livestock Development Board in Narahempita. That's on development news. Moving on to sports news. India recorded a massive 228-run win against Pakistan in their Asia Cup Super 4 match yesterday. This is a result set in motion by Virat Kohli and KL Rahul, who scored unbeaten centuries, and completed by Kuldeep Yadav, who claimed a 5-wicket haul. The margin of victory was also India's biggest ever over Pakistan by runs and Pakistan's second worst defeat against any team. India scored 356 with 2 wickets in 50 overs. Virat Kohli 122 not out. KL Rahul 111 not out. Pakistan were all out for 128 runs in 32 overs. Kuldeep Yadav claimed 5 wickets for 25 runs. Sri Lanka will meet India today in the Super 4 round match at R. Premadasa grounds in Colombo.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Finance Ministry says special commodity levy of 50 rupees on a kilogram of potatoes is to be extended by 4 months following a gazette notice issued by the President. The levy, which had been revised to accommodate an additional 30 rupees on March 8th, was previously 20 rupees per kilogram of potatoes. A gazette issued by President Ranil Wickremesinghe extended the levy for the next 4 months to end on 8th January 2023. That's on Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
And on economic news, State Minister of Finance Ranjit Singh Balapitiya says Sri Lanka's foreign reserves, which are now at $3.6 billion following a dip in August, is still a significant improvement from negative reserves just last year and are in line with targets. The State Minister said Sri Lanka may have to manage its existing reserves and use it to appreciate the rupee and to service some debt. The central bank in August repaid a swap borrowed from Bangladesh's central bank.
Weather Report.
And on the weather update, showers will occur at times in the western Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. A few showers may occur in the Hambantota district. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Batikwa Ampara districts during the evening or night. Fairly strong winds, about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour, can be expected at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, northern, north-central and northwestern provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota districts. Thus that's the weather update. Before we wind up this bulletin of news, back to the headlines. The first review of our extended fund facility commences from Thursday. President heads to Cuba to address the G77 plus China Leaders Summit. ICTA informs all government institutions to keep systems upgraded to prevent ransomware attacks. The Locomotive Operating Engineers Association plan to launch an island-wide trade union action today. Foreign news, a total of 2,681 people are known to have died in the Morocco tremor. In sports, India recorded a massive 228-run win against Pakistan in their Asia Cup Super 4 match. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news.